All right, we've gotten a little quieter. Can everyone hear me now? How's the sound? Good? We're good? Okay, we'll settle on that. So good evening, everyone. Great to be with you, and thank you very much for coming here tonight. For those that I haven't met yet, my name's Blair Gray. I am the General Manager of Community Futures Thompson Country. I think most of you know our team around the room. We have Carmen and Julie in the back, along with Sheila and Jennifer, and Brandon is here as well. I do want to recognize that we live, work, and play on the traditional, unceded, and ancestral lands of the Kamloops to Secwepemc, within the Secwepemc. I acknowledge that tonight to pay respect to the Indigenous communities in our region, and that as an organization, we are very grateful for the opportunity to bring this diverse group of people here tonight to share their experiences, learn from each other, and hopefully we have some fun as well. With it being Small Business Week, we do have some Community Futures Small Business brew to give away, so you might have seen the coffee bags at the back. So I did say we're going to have a little bit of fun, so we're going to start with a trivia question. And don't worry, there will be a few trivia questions throughout the night, so if you don't get an opportunity to answer this one, don't worry. So here we go, first trivia question of the night. In Kamloops, what is the approximate percentage of businesses that are classified as small businesses? Is it 27%, 75%, or 97%? Okay, hands up. Who? No, not 27. Angie? Not 75. 97%. Hey. Okay, that was tougher than we thought it might be. I should have sold the answer a little better. I'll wink next time at the right answer, make it a little easier. Which goes to show how important small business is, right? 97%, 75. So I think everyone knows that we were scheduled to be at Stillsco tonight, and just kind of a sign of the times and how challenging it is to operate a small business these days. Unfortunately, we weren't able to host that event there, obviously. But it really went to go to show how strong the business community was. It was inspiring how many people reached out to our organization, because we were slightly impacted by that, having an event planned there. How many organizations reached out to us trying to help. And Cara Lee and her team here at the Delta, they communicated with us right away. We were put in touch with them, and they did a fantastic job of organizing the room, making it feel similar to what we had at Stillsco the night before, and that was really great to see the turnout and how much you can tell people care in the business community in Kamloops. So very inspiring, and happy to be here at the Delta tonight. One more thank you, and this goes out to our very own projects and communication manager, Jennifer Brown. She does the vast majority of planning for these types of events. So Jennifer, give a little wave at the back. She might be giving me hand signals throughout the night. If she does this one, you know that I've gone on too long. So I'll be watching for those. And then just a final bit of housekeeping, and I had a few things ran past me very quickly before I came up here, so hopefully I've got them all. If you don't know where the washrooms are, you go out to the lobby, to the right, and then one more quick right. These are the fire doors in case of an emergency. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. They told me where the muster point is, but I've forgotten that already, so I think we'll just head for the doors and go from there. There we go. Thank you very much. Corner parking lot. Okay, one more trivia question before we get into some panel conversation. I know you didn't come here to hear me speak, but bear with me. So, when was Community Futures Thompson Country founded? 1979, 1987, or 1997? There it was, 87. One more bag of coffee going out right there. Okay, so we're going to move right into our panel discussion. I hope you have a drink. Drink service is going to stay open, so if you need a drink, you need to use the washroom, please go ahead and do so throughout our conversation. I will introduce our panelists now. Starting at the far end, we have the fellows from Desert City Games, Cole Sutherland and Rory Paynter. Chris Brown, the garden guru, in the middle. Tatiana Samina of Calibri Cleaning. And Meagan Mason of Twisted Goat Coffee Roasters. And you may have noticed that is who produced our coffee as well, and it's fantastic coffee. We can verify that. So we're going to start with an easy one, and I'll start down at the other end with guys from Desert City Games. Just tell us a little bit about your business and what got you here today.
Absolutely. So Rory and I, we own Delta City Games. We are a retail storefront here in Kamloops that focuses on collectible trading cards, event management, e-commerce, and
community building, outreach, all of that.
okay, there's a lot to it. We originally came together and worked at Haven Games, which was up in Sahali. We were under a third guy. Unfortunately, the business fell apart with the third management in bankruptcy. So we decided to go out on our own. And through going on our own, we ended up talking with Community Futures to receive the funding and the aid in order to develop our storefront. And we've been operating since January of this year. Make sure it's working. Yeah, it's totally good. Yeah, there you go. Give that a shot.
Same question. Yeah.
How do I get started? Tell us about your business. What do you do?
Hi there. My name is Chris Brown, and I started Garden Guru last year. Many thanks to Julie and Carmen from Community Futures. I actually I used to do. I used to work at Top 40 Woodworks for about 12 years there, and when it was time to leave, I wanted to start something of my own, and I actually reached out to Julie, and she kind of she helped pave the way for me to get this business started. Gardening has always been a passion for me. I've been gardening since I was 14 and had just a love for the soil and everything green. And I wanted to share that with as many people as I could in the community and hopefully the world one day through a YouTube channel or something like that. But it's been great. It was a really good year this year, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Thanks a lot, Chris. And we'll move it to Tatiana.
All right, I'm Tatiana with Calibri Cleaning. My journey, overall in Canada started in 2016. I came over from Russia. I went to TRU, got my HR degree, and I always wanted to have my own business. And I saw that there is a demand in cleaning here in Kamloops. And me and Chris were in the same cohort in Community Futures. And thanks for your support, Julie and Carmen. I started this business in May last year. And now I have a big team. We are about 16 people. And so I manage the team, and we have about 100 regular clients in Kamloops, plus one-offs, like move-outs, move-ins. So we do commercial and residential cleaning services. And I always had a passion for cleaning, making people's life easier, seeing their smiles when they come home. It's priceless. And it's been going really well, and we have a great plans for next year. We keep growing. We grow every day. And I'm very thankful to Community Futures for helping us starting this business.
Go ahead, Meagan. How'd you get started with Twisted Goat?
Thanks, Blair. So I'm Meagan from Twisted Goat. We've actually been in business for just over 7 years. Right now, our primary focus of business is within e-commerce, as well as wholesale partners within our grocery and specialty stores, and of course, cafe and retail. And I guess the big question is, well, how did we get into coffee? We actually had a cafe up in Sun Peaks for a good, 6 years, longer than what we wanted, actually. And we bought the cafe because they're like, look at all this coffee we're going through. And so we decided to, start a roaster, start roasting our own coffee. Learn how to do that. That was, I guess, 7 years ago. So we just primarily roasted for ourselves and for the cafe. And then slowly after that, we sold the cafe and decided to concentrate specifically on coffee. And we focus on, mostly our e-commerce, side of things, as well as, like I said, our wholesale channel. We've used Community Futures for lending services. That has really helped support our business.
Thanks, everyone. I did fail to mention, but I wanted to make sure, we wanted tonight to be as interactive as possible with the audience. So thank you to those that submitted questions beforehand. We got great response from that. We tried to kind of coordinate those questions into different groups, and we'll be asking those questions throughout the night. Don't worry if you don't hear your specific question get asked. We will have time for a live Q&A after as well, but that was very much appreciated. Now, some of our panelists have kind of given this one away, but it isn't exactly a coincidence that these 4 businesses are up here. They all have some involvement with Community Futures. Meagan, maybe just from the work you've done with us, what kind of work have you done with Community Futures? And then maybe also I wanted to touch on just, did you always want to be an entrepreneur, or did you kind of fall into that?
I always wanted something of my own, I think, and I don't know exactly if I knew what that was. I spent most of my professional life, 15 years, in manufacturing as an engineer tech. And I really loved that side of the business. But I did, want something, eventually of my own. I have a really creative outlet, and I think sometimes when you're working for somebody, you don't necessarily get to explore that, and entrepreneurship, definitely does. I didn't, and even, my journey, I started with a cafe that got us into coffee, that got us into e-commerce, that were online, and, you're just a part of that, and I never really planned for that. So, you're just kind of along to see where it takes you. And then, as for services at Community Futures, we use the financing services that really kind of helped us with equipment purchases that really allows us to grow and expand into our products.
Awesome, thank you. And I think we'll kind of take this question down the line as well. Yeah, Tatiana, go ahead.
Well, like I mentioned, I was a part of a cohort I started in May last year. So I went through the process, business plan workshops, and now that I'm out of the program already, like with a full-time business, and we are in a process of growing our business, and probably we would utilize financial side of things. We're looking for some financials to grow our business. I cannot mention more details at this point, but I'm still with Community Futures, utilizing all the services that you provide. So it's been very helpful.
Thanks. Go ahead, Chris.
So, excuse me, sorry. I started, I've always wanted to have a business, and I never really knew what that would look like. I had a lot of business ideas growing up, and something for me was it was gardens. I've always loved it, and I thought if I could make a living putting gardens in for people, that would be awesome. And it hasn't exactly gone that way. I've done a lot of work this year in landscaping, and Julie, when she was Julie and Carmen, when they were coaching me through it, they said just go with the flow and see where the business takes you, and try to incorporate your dream into it. And so my desire is for this business to grow into something just gardens. But for now, I'm just going where the work takes me, and it was definitely it definitely wouldn't have been possible without the help from Community Futures. I had no background in business, and I had really no idea what I was doing, and so step by step they helped me out, and it made the whole process so easy, so much easier than it would have been, and I'm very grateful for the whole program.
Thank you very much. We appreciate, and we didn't pay Chris beforehand to say that. So
This is all from the heart.
and Desert City Games guys.
Absolutely. So with for myself, with starting the business primarily, growing up, I was always around trading cards, and the honestly, it's a nerd scene, is what it is. We are nerds. That's just what it is. And eventually accepting that, just going into it. When we originally started up our first business together, I was a student at TRU doing entrepreneurship as my primary degree. I ended up dropping out of it because I wanted to focus full-time on the business, and I decided I would learn more in the business itself than I would through school. And it has paid off overall. But once the business had shut down for us, we were starting from scratch. We started with absolutely nothing. And we ended up getting referred to Community Futures from Venture Kamloops for our funding after we had tried other avenues. So having Community Futures as our backing to essentially start out from nothing, to do our first down payment for our rent, to put that security deposit down, to the first order, that wouldn't have been possible without their support. So that's a big factor that we appreciate from them. And then, yeah, similar to yourself, we will be looking to do expansion projects as we've grown over the past 10 months. We're looking at the business going, we need to expand. We need to build on what we have, and we're going to be looking to them to do those improvements. So, yes, anything to add, Rory?
Unfortunately. Yeah, I've been all through my life. I think I was grade 3, living on a golf course, selling golf balls through my fence. I've always had that push to just selling things throughout school, being a part of fundraisers through the schools for grad and other events. It's always been natural to me. But when I was dealing with Sheila, actually, when presenting the business plan, she made it very clear just to kind of get our thoughts a little bit more contained and together and more directed. And yeah, it's helped out quite a bit. And yeah, with the funding and everything, it really helped us transition from our previous business into this new one with more confidence and more support.
Awesome. Great answers from everyone. It's really appreciated. I know we've got a lot of newer entrepreneurs in the room, and I'm sure those stories are resonating with them, so it really appreciate it. It's fantastic. So now that we've got to know our panelists a little bit more, we'll keep kind of digging in. Maybe we could start with Chris this time. Chris, what was your biggest hurdle into entrepreneurship, and what did you do to conquer
It's the
that?
metal plate in my head, sorry. Sorry, one more time.
Yeah, no problem. What was the biggest hurdle going into entrepreneurship, and what did you do to conquer that?
The biggest hurdle for me was just that first step, honestly. Like I was so afraid of failure that I probably would have never done it, unless I had some very awesome cheerleaders just cheering me on. And my wife was one of those, and she kept on telling me, like, just do it. And truth be told, my wife actually really did not want me to start a garden business. She's like, anything but that. But she's like, that's your passion. She's like, just go for it. So, yeah, that first step for me.
Awesome. Desert City Games guys, same question. What did you find to be your biggest obstacle, or maybe even an obstacle you're facing right now, and what are some of the ideas you have to overcome it, or what helped you overcome that?
Pretty much, I'd agree. Right, it's that first step. 100%. It's just the thought process on how you're going to get there, because you have all these grand ideas in your head of what you want to do, but it's narrowing it down into what actually is going to function and what your core principles of the business are going to be. So for us especially, the first time around, we were just throwing stuff at the wall, praying that it was going to stick, praying that people were going to come in and support us. But that was how we grew. We just kept throwing stuff at the wall and praying that it's going to stick. And, we make a mistake here. Okay, well, we got to fix that. And I think one of the biggest challenges for us right now is maintaining our flexibility to just continue adapting to what our clients are after. So, yeah, just, again, starting off, it would be getting all those grand ideas, narrowing them down, and then currently it's just staying on task and nitpicking what exactly you need to work on.
Yeah, we didn't start as a game store at Haven. We actually started with 3D printers. And we got given this large space, and we had no idea what to do with it. And then we went into card games and all these other hobbies, and we pivoted into that. It was very important to realize that plans change, and it never goes according to plan, unfortunately.
Yeah, never has.
Tatiana, yeah, go ahead, Tatiana, if there was a challenge that stands out to you that you had to overcome.
Well, definitely the first step, and also in cleaning business, like I didn't want to do cleaning by myself all the time for the rest of my life. I knew that I'm gonna have a team, and I knew that point B where I wanna be, and to get to that point, like you have to have a good team, you have to have good, reliable people who would share this idea with you, and to find those people, to find that goal, people that would stay with you and work as hard as you do to make this happen. I think I've been very lucky with the community, lucky with the people who work for me right now, and all the support that I got. So.
Awesome. And Meagan, anything that stands out? You've been in business a little bit longer than the rest of our panelists, but was there a challenge back then or something more recent?
This microphone seems louder now. Yeah, I guess maybe just like I'm a little bit more impulsive, so I'm like, oh, let's do it. And then once I'm in it, I think it's, really just trying to work through everything. So I think, starting the business was easy for me, and taking that first step. And then I think the challenge is okay, what are we going to do to grow it? How are we going to market ourselves? What are we doing for staff? Are probably, some of the bigger challenges, that you're up against. And, I like really some of the answers that the panelists have given is just don't be afraid, of failure, of always making sure that you're trying something new and trying to figure out ways, how to grow. And that's kind of where we're at now. We're trying to figure out ways of, how we can grow and expand and find new customers. And that's definitely our biggest challenge that we're facing at the moment.
Great. No, great group of answers. So we're going to dive into some questions that are maybe a little bit more specific. I'm going to start the first question with Tatiana because she had mentioned that she only started in May of last year in the program and that you now have, was it 16 staff? So how did that process kind of evolve? You've staffed up pretty quickly. Did you have confidence that you would be able to find that many staff? How were you able to do that?
Well, I think maybe my HR background helped me. As my assistant keeps telling me, like, I don't know where you find those people. And I don't know. I just find them. I guess, I don't know, it comes to me naturally. And, well, last year, I did start by myself. I was cleaning houses and offices, and then I knew that I needed a helper. So it's just like one step at a time, like baby steps. So you find one person, and you work with them for a while and get them trained. And okay, I'm confident in you. You can do it by yourself. So, okay, one done. You assign some work to them. And then also, as we talked earlier about help and assistance, like I think my second person on the team was a personal assistant. Like I think this is the major step that I always and advice that I give to all entrepreneurs is like get help and get your personal assistant, because you have a lot of work to do, like websites, I don't know, business cards, like all these routine little tasks that take so much time out of your day. And that was a big step for me. So I hired my assistant. I delegated a lot of work to her. And so I was focusing on hiring more people. And so just like one after another, and we kept advertising. And I see that there is more demand for cleaning. And I just keep bringing more people to meet that demand.
Awesome. Thank you.
There is a question? No? Yeah. Question?
Absolutely.
We find that hiring is one of the trickiest pieces. Staffing is massively difficult in this economy, in this time, whatever. So with your team, having a solid team, when you're hiring, when you're doing your interview process, what are the qualities or what do you look for? Are there any tips and tricks? Is there any little bit of, you're like, oh, that's a good person, they have this quality? Or is there something that you pick up in the interview or something you look for on their resume that like lets you know this is going to be like a solid, reliable person?
Well, I think you can never be 100% sure that they're going to be like a good, reliable person, but I think it's just the feeling. Like I look for someone who has like energy to work. You know, like when you meet with person and you can feel like they're eager to work, they want to do things, and you ask about their goals, what they want to achieve, or like what are they doing right now, like what type of person they are. And I guess you just find whatever type of person you need for your type of work. Like for example, myself, like I look for someone who has a lot of energy, who is hardworking person, and I just like ask these questions, like situational questions, and try to get that idea. And of course, I don't know, reference check, and then you just start them like first day, first week, and you see how they work and if it works out or not. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And great to get involvement from the audience. If you've got a question, absolutely, put your hand up. Okay, I'm going to move on to Meagan for this one. And this was an audience question as well. And we might go down the line with this one. I think we can go in a few different directions. But Meagan, what was your marketing strategy when you opened your business? Was there demographics you were focused on? How did you go about that when you first started?
Oh, we didn't really have a good solid plan.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah. Yeah. So you should, but but I think, so like when we first got into coffee, honestly, we spoke with a lot of suppliers, and they actually told us to stay away from grocery. Like, don't even go to grocery, don't even talk to them, don't even think about it. And stay away from wholesale completely. And I kind of thought, well, that's kind of silly, It's like, well, so we explored it. So our first main big customer was Save On Foods, and still is, one of our, main customers is Save On Foods. And it's actually worked very well for us. Yeah, their margins are lower. But a lot of some of the bigger corporations have really good markets for local businesses. That is really great. So, that's definitely something that you can explore. So I'm glad that I didn't necessarily listen to that, because I think we would have lost out on that for sure, and it would have limited our growth. It would have taken a little bit longer to grow. So we did do a lot of, knocking on doors and calling cafes and restaurants and grocery and, getting a lot of people to say no, which happens. So, you're going to have that thick skin, some days. And the unfortunate thing about coffee is it's a very competitive industry. There's coffee roasters everywhere, now it seems like. So, it's finding something unique within the market that you can offer. I don't think necessarily really knew who we were as a brand when we first started. And I don't know if there's like anything wrong with that. Like, I know there is, but it's kind of like, what you guys are saying at the end, like I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Yeah. I'm nervous. Yeah. You don't know. You're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and you're seeing what works. And, lots of things that you think from a marketing perspective are like a surefire win, they end up to be a total failure. And things that you think, that are, are not going to be good are actually really great. So I know, it's important to have a plan, because you can look at that plan afterwards and go, hey, I did this and that really didn't work, or that worked really well. So that's good. But sometimes then if it doesn't, then make a new plan. And that's what we did. And I guess the only thing to add on that is that I really wish that we would have went online a lot sooner than what we did, because we took too long to do that. And there's a question.
Talking about financing and equipment, we're getting to a stage where we're looking at much more expensive equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Did you exhaust all grant opportunities or anything? Did you look into that? What stopped you? What made you make your decision to go with the finance?
We did look into that, and we got denied. I think whatever, that is. I think those things are still important to look into, but it's really, we just weren't approved for the program. We are incorporated. Whether, we weren't in the right line of business or had the right mix of things, it just, or, they had so many applicants, so they already said yes to that. So, definitely, that's one thing, but that's the reality of it. We just weren't accepted, and we needed to buy a new roaster, because it had a huge input on our output of what we're able to do. So from an efficiency standpoint, it was either hire somebody or buy some new equipment to grow it. So yeah, that's why.
Great. Thanks, Meagan. I'm going to pass it down to Chris. And it's interesting. We've got a good mix of retail and service-based businesses. Sticking with marketing, Chris, what have you found that's worked well for your business?
So with me, I haven't actually advertised yet. I haven't marketed. It's all been word of mouth since the beginning. And I just had a lot of people that knew what I did from other people. And I had one person in particular that works at Art and Apps, who's my biggest supplier, and for materials. And she just basically told everybody about me. And I think I had, last year it was 100% of the business that I got was from her. And this year is probably about 50%. And yeah, it's just been growing like that. So I haven't marketed yet. I'm actually kind of afraid to, because I don't have a big enough crew, and I need to grow in the staff side before I even venture into that direction. So that's it.
No, it's really interesting. It shows the value of your network, right? When you have someone like that can really support your business. Desert City Game guys, similar question. What have you found that works for a very niche market that your audience is?
So for us, as of right now, we're currently looking at going Canada-wide with our products as well. So we have been successfully selling and marketing to guys out east. We've done as far as Halifax, and we've done as far north as Fort Nelson, I believe. It's either Fort Nelson, Fort St. John. And a lot of that for us was we've been in our field so long. Like, we both grew up with the guys who are again nerds, where we're all in the same room together. We're all sitting around. So we kind of looked around at the people we were surrounded by, just sitting down playing games, and then targeted our marketing towards that. Fortunately, our primary marketing is strictly Facebook, Instagram. We're starting to get into YouTube as well, and TikTok. But that's been our only marketing and advertising, and it's just been reviewing data. So whenever we're making posts, whenever we're making events, whenever bringing out new products, we are, again, starting with a broad spectrum of where we think our demographics are going to be. And then as we see the results coming in from it, we start to narrow them down. So we will start with every large center across Canada. And if we don't see results in Calgary, well, we're going to pull back on Calgary and put more emphasis towards Toronto. We're going to adjust actively throughout our advertising periods, where we say we have a 3-week or a 4-week block where we're going to target this demographic, study it, and if it works, we'll continue working on it. If it doesn't work, then we're going to see where we messed up or what we missed to then adjust and build the next platform or the next advertisements in a more efficient manner. So that's our current plan. So,
and with the kind of business we have a lot of competition. We are fighting against Walmart, Toys R Us, all the giants in Canada in this realm. And what we found was really important was not to tunnel vision on a specific product or part of your business, and to really spread out the products that you carry, give more emphasis and spotlight on them. Initially, we were pushing all of our advertisements into events, and we'd see a lot of people coming in through that, but we didn't see a lot of new people coming in, not a lot of new conversion. It was the same people constantly. So just showing what we had in a wider array of posts brought us a lot more success.
Awesome. Okay, Tatiana, I'd like to hear from you too, because it's a very competitive industry that you're in. You've been able to grow quickly. How has that marketing strategy worked for you to get to that point?
Yes, you're right. It's very competitive, and also there is a very high demand for cleaners. I think everybody needs one in their homes or offices. But I think we started from looking at our target audience and where they are, where we can find them. And our target audience is, like, for residential, is like young families, families with kids, and I don't think they have time to read newspapers or radio or anything like that. So they mostly on like Facebook and Instagram. And so we started utilizing that first. And there is another local small business that helps us as well. They do our promotional videos. Maybe some of you saw us on Instagram and Facebook. That's their work. We don't do anything. We just delegated it to them. They come to us, film once a month, and that ad runs for the whole month. And that's been bringing us a lot of, like, all of our clients, basically. We don't do anything else besides that, besides like one time recording a video one time per month. So yeah, like Facebook and Instagram, like social media, it's
nice. Yeah, wide array of marketing strategies or lack thereof to make it work, right? I've got lots more questions, but I want to turn it over to the audience.
There's a question.
Yeah. Oh, we've got one right now. Go ahead.
It's OE Media. Mm-hmm. Highly recommend. They didn't pay me for that.
Awesome. So we're going to turn it back over to the audience, so we can go to you. I've got one more trivia question before we do that, just to get you warmed up here. So what is the largest sector of the small business economy in Kamloops? Is it A, agriculture, B, technology, C, retail trade, or D, forestry? Retail trade. That is correct. It is retail trade. Congratulations. You get some delicious coffee. Okay, happy to start taking questions from the audience. We've got 15 minutes or so, so we'll start in the back here again.
More of a personal question, but Chris, when do we get a video on how to properly prune our trees?
I will eventually be posting some videos. Yeah, soon.
Time of year,
Next
Chris,
year.
time of year, when do we prune our trees?
It really depends.
Good answer, good answer. Contact Chris to find out more.
Oh, sorry.
I have two questions here. Not 100% business there, but have you had to deal with bindweed in town yet?
I've had to deal with a lot of bindweed.
Do you just burn everything to the ground, or
Napalm works super good. Just burn it.
like just same with the gopher hole, right? Propane and-
Exactly. I don't want to talk about that.
Caddyshack style.
So as far as bindweed is concerned, yeah, I've had to deal with it a lot, and mulch, a lot of mulch, and you just stay on top of it basically. Like
I mean, it's hard to get off of it.
it once you mulch everything and then you see them crop up, you can get rid of them. Like reach out. I'll let you know.
Make it work. And then for you guys, I just recently looked at a couple of things on there, and I see you do some Magic, some Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
Is there any like branching into Hearthstone? You guys do some D&D?
So we do. We actually just participated in the CamCon convention, which is a giant nerd convention that's slowly growing over time here. I will continue to use that word. It's fantastic. I am happy to announce I'm a nerd. So we actually did just make a deal with two of the DMs from that convention. So Kenton, who built an entire Fallout scenario based in Kamloops. So he rewrote all of Kamloops into a survival end of the world scenario, and he custom wrote the entire thing. He's looking to get it published. So he's going to be running stuff at our store, and then we have another guy who's been a year-long game master forever, who's just willingly volunteered. He showed up and just said, "Yep, we want to do it." But we're going to be branching out into everything. We just have to do one piece at a time.
Hit me up when you do some Hearthstone.
Hearthstone? Okay. We'll
I
keep.
need more golden heroes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to be moving into digital media here soon. It's
We're picking up the TVs today.
yeah, we're picking up the TVs today. It is more involved than you think it would be. We can't just pick up Mario Kart and have people play it in the store. There's a lot of levels to it where we actually have to have the permission and licensing to use their products and advertise that we're running events for their games in our store.
Yep.
So it gets a little bit more complicated than you think it would. But with Hearthstone, luckily, it's as easy as, hey, we want to do this. Okay, here you go.
They seem accommodating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they will be.
Very cool. Okay, here we go.
My question to any or all of you is, how do you decide how much time to spend in your business and how much time to spend on your business?
I'm going to give them that one. We got a fun one.
So Cole and I, we're like partners 50-50 in this business, and we both work a lot. It's during my day job, I am lucky to be able to continue to work on our projects throughout the day. But it's definitely finding a healthy balance. Focus on blocking your time. Don't try to say, I'm gonna be in here for 10 hours a day, or I'm gonna be here till this job is finished. It is important to take breaks. When you are running a business, it's really easy to burn yourself out, and you need to take the rest. There are days when we're open till 10 o'clock at night, and they're till midnight, and I can tell you this much, I'm definitely not in there that early the next day. You just need to make time for yourself with it, and not, it's a part of you, but it's not your entire life, right? You gotta take care of yourself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go down the line with that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would say same thing. It's section off your time. Like we will be in there. I worked 8 hours at my day job today, and now we're here, and then him and I are going to go back to the shop, and we're going to work until 10, 11 o'clock at night tonight. That is the consistent rhythm that we are in. So it's very important that when we say we are done for a day or we are not working this weekend, we understand that. We have to be able to take that time, because when we hit burnout, we make mistakes. When we make mistakes, it causes more burnout, and it's a vicious cycle we end up in. So most of all, yeah, block off the time, and make sure you are not overexerting yourself. Even though it feels really good to get all the projects done, the longer you're in there, the more projects you will build on top of the project you're working on. So be cautious of that. Yeah.
So I work a lot throughout the summer, or spring, summer, and fall. And for me, I guess it might be a little bit different. Like it's make hay while the sun shines, and then because winter's coming. So it's every day and weekends as well. I've been working, but I did realize something that on my website it says open from 8 till 4:30. And I was answering calls at like 7 or 8 at night, sometimes even 9 or 10. People would like call, and I would answer it because it was a habit for me. I used to be a project manager, and I had to deal with crews working until 2 in the morning, and that was just the job. And it kind of bled over into this. And then I realized that's my time after 4:30, at least my time to do what I need to do with it. And so I stopped answering calls after 4:30. And on the weekends as well, it just says till Friday. So I don't answer calls on the weekends unless it's really like important. But you have to make time for your family. I have a wife and 3 kids, and I do have to make time for them. And I want to make time for them. So eventually it'll be more balanced out. I'm in the process of getting advice from Tatiana and others, and gonna need some help with my business so I can actually enjoy my life. There you go. Yeah.
I think the first year of starting your business is the hardest year of your life. Maybe, I'm not sure. But it was, for me, it was very hard. I was working 24/7. But then you do burn yourself out, and you understand that it doesn't worth it, and it's not the reason why you started this business, right? Like, you quit your 9-to-5 job to work 24/7 for yourself. And that's when you get more help and delegate more things to free up your time, and then actually value your time and put more time aside to go on vacations and relax. And now I started doing that. And when I come back from a vacation, even though I still have to work and I still have to pay my people, even though I'm somewhere in Mexico when I was 2 weeks ago. I rewarded myself, so yes, I did go on a trip. I still did some work there, but when I came back, I had a lot more energy. Like I was able, like last week, it was my first week after vacation, and so I was able to get done a lot during that week. So like it's very important to take time off for yourself, recharge, disconnect, and then your decisions would have like more quality, and you'll make more progress.
I probably work about 50-50 in my business and on my business. I think we made the decision with Twisted Goat is we don't have set hours. So we're not open, 8 till 4, Monday to Friday or anything like that. And that's really helped us, make sure that we are continuing to have a healthy work-life balance, as well as being able to work on your business, because I think that's so important. I actually quite like the working on rather than working in, because I kind of get a recharge from that. So I do find that I like to do that kind of more on the weekends. I have a family life that actually allows me to permit to do that sort of thing. I think, it's really important if you're working too much in your business that you can get really clouded, and you're too close to it. You're not seeing things or opportunities that could be there. And also, working, on it is so much, so important, just as well to allow you to grow. But still respecting, take that time to have a break. to remove yourself from your environment so that you can see things from a different perspective. And yeah, I think that that's really, I'm kind of a 50-50 split right now.
Awesome. Thank you. I think we're going to wrap up questions there. Big focus for tonight, again, is still networking. We're going to have more food come out. So please hang around. Hopefully our panelists can hang around a little bit longer if you want to come up and ask them something specific. I do want to give a very big thank you to our panelists. Give them a big round of applause. We didn't have to twist our arm too badly to come up here and do this. They were all really good about it. So, you know, the information that comes out is just so fantastic. We will have a follow-up survey just about tonight that will come out, so please keep your eyes open for that. We want to continue these types of events and support our clients and support our small business community. And in saying that, we do have another event planned for the spring. It's a little bit different than what we're doing tonight. It's going to be a pitch competition, similar to what you would see on Dragon's Den. We will have a cash prize. It will be for new entrepreneurs, so it's going to be a lot of fun, so please keep your eyes peeled for that. And with that, have a great night. Thank you so much for coming, guys.
Sounds pretty good.
Oh, good save. Reflexes, wow. Right.